long period of time. They still gonna be collecting and spend your money up and don't know where your next meal is coming. Okay? Alright, so but anyway, that's how that goes. Now, so in this conversation that they're having, in this conversation they're having, it says, hey look, you go and start, watch this. He says, you go ahead on and start this and I'll back you up, okay? Now we have a tendency to think that a lot of our slang that we use is fresh and new words and stuff like that, okay? If I said this person hit it, then y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Woo!
Okay? Guess what? Guess what? It's right there in Shakespeare, okay? It's, not only is it right there from Shakespeare, but it's in there from Shakespeare from 500 years ago. So when we say it, it's not new, okay? When you hear people now say, yeah, you go ahead on, I got your back, all right? It's right there. He wrote it 500 years ago.
It got your
okay?
back.
Yeah, okay? Well, yeah. Yeah, okay. They are so rich that they have decided to not even charge people anymore. They made a lot of this work public domain, free to anybody. They got so much stuff. So much the Shakespeare family. Okay? But all of the other plays and stuff are still being performed in almost every country in the world. Yeah, right there. Okay? Alright, now, what's in the name? I'm sorry, let's do blank verse first, okay? So we can show the movie and get going with Act 1 and help you understand. Okay, let's go. Okay? Alright, in blank verse, if you look at what the chorus says in the very beginning, okay, it's actually poetic, okay? And it follows something that's called blank verse. And yes, this is on the test also, okay? You have to, I'll tell you about it, all of that as it comes up. But yes, you are going to need to know what blank verse is, okay? Rhythm, and it follows us, and it's not about it rhyming. Shakespeare did this.
Alright, no.
Shakespeare not only made this work follow the rhythm, but he also made it follow the rhyme. Okay? So he was very, very talented in putting all of this together. And so yes, you're going to need to know about blank verse. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. The last part that I want to go through with this with you, before you make sure you got all your answers to your questions, okay, is what's in a name.
That's all
okay?
burger right
now watch
there.
this. Over this way. Look this way, please. Jakari, look this way. Okay, let's over. Look this way, please. Okay? Romeo's friend, okay, and his cousin is called Benvolio. Now, for those of you who know Spanish and who know French and know Italian, please listen. And Italian and Portuguese, okay, listen.
I'm talking to her.
When you see Benny, Benny, B-E-N-E, or look this way, or Benny, B-E-N-I, it all means good, okay? Yes, Benny, yes. All of this means good. You know words already that have these words in the beginning. Benny. All of those things mean the good that you get that's being done for you from your company or from. Look this way. Means good. So that's about 100 new words added to your vocabulary right there. If I just put the word beneficence up on the board, you would already know just from what I just
Why do you
gave
think
you.
he's taking a show?
that it has something to do with your receiving or doing good. Okay? Beneficence. Okay? All right, now, and that's without you even knowing the word, but you know the root word. You know where it comes from. When you are an intelligent person, you are able to take these words from their groups and knowing the roots of them, and that helps you to figure out what you don't know. Like I told you at the beginning of school, you take what you know to figure out what you don't know. Okay? All right, now, and so, in this, the last part that I'm going to do, okay? The footnote says that they can't take the law into their own hands, okay? Because when the officials come, the person who started the fight is going to get in more trouble than those people who are defending themselves. They also say, that they have to get the Capulets instead of the Montagues to start the fight so that they would get in more trouble if the prince comes. And the last part of this is that, ladies and gentlemen, that the prince is actually the son to the king. Listen carefully. That the prince in this story is actually the son to the king. He has control over whether that whole town lives or dies, how much business they do. Please pay attention. He has control over whether people are going to go to jail or whether they're going to do business or any of that or not, okay? Because he is the next person in line to be king. So when you see him roll up, you understand why the people, even though they got a whole lot of beef against the two families, the heads of the families, the fathers come out with their long swords and stuff, ready to throw down and protect their honor or whatever. But when the prince rolls up, everybody shuts down everything. Okay? All right. Back to the very beginning of this. Yes, it is important that you know all of this and understand it because there are quizzes and tests associated with what we are doing. Put those away, please.
Oh shit.